Welcome to The Practical Intuitive, where each Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, where host Robin Fritz explores mind, body, and spirit for the real world. Because we are all intuitives and healers, and we must all learn to love ourselves and live that love every day. Robin is a trained and certified intuitive and spiritual consultant and hypnotherapist with an international practice based in Seattle, Washington. As the Practical Intuitive, she covers personal and business intuition, animal communication, mediumship, space clearing, past life regression, shamanic insights, energy healing, soul choice. It's all here. Readings, healings, and funny, warm, thought-provoking conversations. It's Robin Fritz, the Practical Intuitive, helping you mastermind body and spirit for the real world. No ifs, ands, buts, or BS ever.
Welcome to the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's Robin Fritz, and we are live on a sunny, cold day in Seattle, Washington. So welcome. I am thrilled to be here each week to explore all the different ways that we can all tap our own intuitive and healing abilities. Yes, we are all intuitives. We are all healers. Somewhere in the rush of modern civilization over the last few hundred years, we've forgotten that. And so now we're catching up, learning how to tap these natural abilities and to be our best in the world. And today we're trying to talk about one of the things that helps us be our best, and that's crystals. How they support us, mind, body, and spirit. And we'll be joined by crystal expert and my radio show sponsor, Kim Villines of Earthlight Rocks Gems. So before we get into that, let's get some background here. So each week I am here trying to help you tap your own abilities and create community with all of us so that we can grow and love and support each other. So you are welcome to call in with questions or comments on the subject of the day or any issue you're working on, and be delighted to chat with you. If you are shy or think your question makes it a little too personal, whatever, you can email me at my website, robinfritz.com, ROBYNFRITZ.com. or connect with me on Facebook at the Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz. Or you could call in live today or at any show at 202-570-7057. And we're happy to tap into some brief, quick, intuitive questions for you and to listen to what you have to say about the subject of the day, because it's all about all of us creating community together. So before we get into the show proper, so to speak, I'd like to start each show with a quick grounding and clearing meditation with the crystal Fallon. Fallon is a citrine Lemurian quartz. People were asking me when did I join up with Fallon? Well, in this lifetime, again, he came home to live with us in December of 2009. So we've been back again together for that number of years. So imagine a citrine Lemurian quartz, a very rare form of quartz, and Fallon is a rarer yet as an ancient power crystal. He's in the form of an 8-pound crystal ball, and imagine that you're connecting with him the way your intuition works most strongly. So seeing, hearing, feeling, or knowing. If you hear somebody making a wise joke, that would be him. Or color, usually gold light. Sometimes he appears to people as a gold man, especially if you're a little kind of worried about what a crystal might appear to you in your head. A lot of people feel his energy or simply know you're connected to him, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world because energy is energy and you can connect with it anywhere. So if you take a deep breath and close your eyes, assuming you're not driving, Take your attention to the top of your head, and as you breathe down your body, just allow the cares of the day to float away. This is your time for yourself and for the community to join together. And as you breathe down from the top of your head, down your face, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. That top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And just feel all those blockages going away. You're cleared out. It's rapid chakra clearing, the most rapid chakra clearing ever. And now imagine Fallon as a gold light rotating at your feet, moving up outside your body, and you can just let that gold light in, usually straight to your heart, and with each beat of your heart, just flood your body with healing, healthy energy. So moving up from your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, and the top of your head, your crown chakra. Your crown chakra will be wide open in this hour with us, so we'll be sure to close it down with a healing meditation at the end of the show. So I was actually a fan of crystals before I met Fallon, and I still remember as a child when we go to the Oregon coast and goof off during the weekends or holiday times, and there was a shop on the beach that sold crystal quartz clusters, and I didn't know what they were. I just knew I wanted one, and they were $70, and there was just no way a kid could buy a crystal for $70. Now I can't even imagine what those quartz clusters would go for. But I still remember them. And so years later, when I got more interested in crystals and beyond just pieces of jewelry, which we can wear as rings or earrings. I don't wear earrings, but most other women do. Pendants, necklaces, whatever. I started collecting individual pieces. And usually because I would instantly be connected to one. I'd meet one in a shop or somewhere. And out and about or whatever. And but it surprises me to this day how many people are skeptical about crystals and what they can do for us, mind, body, and spirit. And I'm really not quite sure why that is. I mean, people really hanker for diamonds, as a symbol of love, and Valentine's Day is coming up, so there'll be a lot of people exchanging crystals like diamonds. Sapphires, I know, are popular at Valentine's Day. And so if you value those kind of crystals, take a look at some others, less expensive, not gem quality crystals that you can carry in your pockets or even decorate your home with. There's an awful lot that goes on in that world, and it's mostly a matter of just relaxing, not looking over your shoulder and thinking somebody's thinking that you are weird, and just be open to the mystery of the universe around you. I mean, it's an amazing kind of world out there that most of us aren't paying attention to. We're so busy getting up, getting ready for work, going to work, taking care of the kids, animals, whatever they are, coming home again, making dinner, all of those kinds of things that we just get caught up in the busyness of daily life and don't stop to take a break and just really reflect on where we're going, mind, body, and spirit in our lives, and what can support us on our journey, and why do we choose the things that we do that support us. So as we get ready to take a break here, I just want you to think about what it means to you to tap into what your soul is trying to talk to you about, what your spiritual team might be interested in chatting with you about, and how you go about doing that. Now, I found really fascinating crystals that, in addition to Fallon, who is literally my business partner, but even the simple little daily crystals that cost a few bucks that walk around with you, you can tuck in your pocket, carry with you, anything from a good luck charm to feeling better to really connecting with a being that is in a different body than ours and what they have to tell us. When you think about it, our bodies may live 100 years if we're lucky. Orca whales can live that long or longer. But crystals live for many, 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 many lifetimes. Fallon remembers when we were first together centuries and centuries ago. And I don't so much. So imagine what we could learn by simply sitting with a crystal that appeals to us and asking it what it can tell us about its life, about our lives together on this planet, what we're doing here, where we're going, and how we're going to get there. That's really what mind, body, and spirit are all about. So there you go. How do we look at that, and why do we look at it? You know, and my show is a practical show. My work is practical, and the most practical thing out there is our soul. We just really don't think about it that way. We think that if you go to church or spiritual service, you go on Sundays and you may go out to breakfast and maybe that's it, and that's all the time you have during the week. But we go from there and we can learn all kinds of things about our role in the world and what we're doing there and what everything else is doing there as well. So we'll hang on there. Let's go to a quick break and we'll see if Kim is ready to join us today and talk about crystals, what it means to go shopping for crystals, and what crystals can support for us mind, body, and spirit.
Conscious connection to a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Change and growth are part of natural life and also part of your spiritual life. Everyone needs support and guidance, especially during life passages. Upgrade yourself with the OMTimes Experts program. With OMTimes Experts, you have access to the best intuitive coaches, spiritual teachers, counselors, astrologists, and oracles. Our team was carefully selected so you can trust. Find out more at experts.omtimes.com.
Hello, I'm Lisa Berry. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Light on Living. A chance to see new, hear different, and feel more as I shine the spotlight on all the ways to lighten the load of life's challenges. Light on Living is your link to that new way you're looking for. That new understanding that will enhance your life, and that positive connection that will support your growth. So join me, and you'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you.
Shopping for yourself or loved ones? Check out the best rock shop around, Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington. Whether you're looking for metaphysical support or just love nature's art, Earthlight has it all. Raw rocks, crystals, tumbled stones of all kinds, carvings, cabs, fossils, tumblers, rare minerals in all price ranges, and books. They also have jewelry, including custom pieces and beads to make your own. Open 7 days a week, the Earthlight store has been around since 1988 and is run by Kim and Todd Villines. Find them online at earthlightgems.com, at Etsy at earthlightgems.etsy.com, or on Facebook at Earthlight Rocks and Gems. Have a question? Email Kim at the store, earthlightgems.com. And just for OMTimes listeners, receive 10% off orders over $50 at their Etsy account with coupon code EarthlightGems. That's earthlightgems.etsy.com or the store at earthlightgems.com.
I'm Fidel Mshambo. I was born in a city called the Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America and all your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's Robin Fritz, and we are live in Seattle, Washington. And we're all a little bit loopy in Seattle. It's our third day of sun after no sun for the entire year so far. Even for Seattle, that's a record. So welcoming you back, and our subject today is how crystals support us mind, body, and spirit with crystal expert Kim Villines. So if you have a question about a crystal in particular for you, or a comment about crystals, or if you'd like Kim and I to look at an intuitive issue with you and maybe come up with a crystal, you're welcome to call in to 202-570-7057. So do that, and we're here for you. So Kim, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Robin. It's so great to be with you today.
It's great. I'm glad you're here. Are you feeling loopy too from the sun?
Yeah, well, we just got back from traveling and stuff, so yes, it's a little bit change in atmosphere and then been on planes, and yes. So
oh my gosh,
I'm loopy already for other reasons too.
It's a very strange day for us today, and I took my dog on a long walk, and we have a really brisk northern wind, and it's like, oh my God, really, I didn't know winter was so hard this year. But Kim, so you and Todd Villines run Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington, and we wanted to talk today, yes, about crystals that support us mind, body, and spirit, but we also want you to talk about your trip to the Tucson Gem Show and how you pick crystals for clients, how you go about managing this amazing business that you have. But let's start with crystals for mind, body, and spirit. You know, we're talking about crystals from sleeping well to physical health to finding our own spiritual path. Because I know that when you and I were chatting about coming on the show, I was laughing at myself for collecting crystals for close to 10 years now. Not nearly as long as you, but you know,
No.
even though I work with them and I, you know, work with them with clients and so on, I sometimes forget that they have real practical, everyday skills like helping us sleep better. And so we were laughing about how I moved the celestite from my office to my bedroom, and now I'm more awake at work and sleeping better at night. So
Yeah,
thank
I've
you
got a
for your
cluster by my
extensive
bedside.
knowledge. What?
Yeah, well, those things can help us with life. I mean, Mother Nature, you know, she's provided all of these fabulous things and for us to help with our daily life, as well as, you know, extended things that we want to do with different passions that we have. I mean, some people use it for different healing modalities, but you can use it just in your everyday life.
Exactly. So, what are we talking about today? Jade, for one, right?
Yeah, I thought we'd talk about a few things. Jade is, I don't know if everybody knows this, but jade is known for luck. I know back in the day, I know you see a lot of carved jade Buddhas and a lot of Oriental carvings. And it's still very popular nowadays, but the main reason for that is because jade is known for luck. But it's known for a lot of other things, too, that some people aren't aware of. So besides luck, it also is good for healing, physical healing. It's the heart chakra. Green and pink are the heart chakra, but green stones typically are for physical healing, and jade is really good for that. In addition to that, it's really good for grieving. So when you lose a loved one, a family member, friend, pet, you know, you're grieving to the point that it's not just emotional, it's physical.
Right.
I carried jade for 2 years when I lost my parents, and it's definitely something, the first thing that I go to when somebody says they need something to help them dealing with grieving. So
tumbled stones to just carry in your pocket, or jewelry, or what? Anything?
You can do just about anything. I carried a heart of jade in my pocket, but you could do tumbled stones. You could wear it as a piece of jewelry. The main thing is, you're going through a lot of stuff. It's nice to have something to help support you and just move your life forward and kind of get over some of the tough times, as well as the healing. If you're using it for healing, I would obviously, meditate with it is great. And then you can, if you have a certain part of your body that's having troubles, hold it over that area. Focus on the energy going through that and taking away your pain. So it's a great tool for that.
That's interesting because I guess I've always thought of jade as, the carvings that you see in Chinese art. And I really never thought about it beyond that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Most people just think about it for luck and more just like the carvings and things that you see, which is also great. And I have a lot of different carvings, and we have little carved pendants and stuff in the shop. And sometimes we'll get carved statues, but they go pretty fast when we get them in jade. But yeah, it is something that people can have throughout their house just that way also, but it is good for other things. Yep.
Yes, and so you and I did a webinar together last week, which people can listen to at the Learn It Live platform. So they can go to experts.omtimes.com/RobinFritz, ROBYNFRITZ. We did a webinar on healing with crystals for self-love, and then the week before that, we were talking about crystals for love, all to help people pick crystals for Valentine's Day, which is 2 days away now. But when you said that, Jade, and people get a hold of Kim for, your Valentine's Day presents, I've never liked Valentine's Day. And my mom used to get mad at me because I was like, rah, 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 rah. But what interests me when you said that was that I know there's a lot of people out there grieving right now. Loss of family, loss of animals, human and animal families. And, oh my gosh, jade would be a good gift for Valentine's Day too. I just didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, I have. We're open every day, and we have people come in all the time. And sometimes it's a gift for a happy occasion, and sometimes for themselves, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes people, actually, just about probably every day, somebody comes in that's going through a tough time or just lost someone, or they're very sick and they need some stones for either emotional support or physical healing, something that get them through those tough times. So, and I wanted to make a note that, and when we're talking about jade, the one I'm talking about, particularly right now, is the green jade. There are other colors of jade. So each color is going to pertain to the different chakra that it relates to. But
so what are the colors?
About the healing, so there's all different colors of jade. There's pink, purples, black, but the green, the nephrite green, there's all kinds of green, from light green all the way to a dark green. And that's what we're talking about today, is the green.
The green.
The green jade.
So what is pink for? I have a ring my dad bought my mom, and he swore it was pink jade, and I'd never heard of it before. I still have it.
There is some pink jade from Wyoming that's not as common. There's like a lavender kind of purpley pink that's from Turkey, and then there's a darker pink from Turkey, or pinkish purple. So there's a few different localities. There's some from Burma that's more of a lavender and purple, some that are green, and even white. There's even white jade too. So depending on, the pink would be heart chakra too, but more emotional than physical.
Right.
But for the luck and the healing and the grieving,
is there an orangey jade? Orangey color? No.
I'm sure that there's some green that has orange running through it on jade. I think I've seen some of that, but not just orange in general. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, actually, no. There is kind of a yellow orange. I think of orange like an orange calcite, which is really bright orange.
Right. That's what I think of too.
But there's more of a muted. Yeah, there's more of a muted, kind of a brownish orange, like a brownish yellow. You know what I mean? There's jade that's in that color. So lots of different colors. So think about the chakras and the different colors and the different areas of your body that it pertains to, because that's the vibration. They're going to vibrate at those colors, which vibrate to the different, match up with the chakras that you have in your body. So when you're thinking physical healing, typically green stones, not every time, but in general, you're going to go with green for physical healing. So, yeah. Did you want to
That's awesome.
go on to our next stone?
Yeah, what are we going to do next?
I know. So, well, the next one I was thinking that we should talk about is lapis. And lapis is good for mental calming. It's your third eye. And a lot of people, you know, for the new year and just wanting to improve themselves, want to work on their spiritual growth, spiritual study, and enhancing the third eye for intuition. And lapis is really good for mental calming, for enhancing your spiritual growth and study, as well as helping for headaches, eye problems, that kind of stuff too. So it's in that kind of area. But it's really known for relaxing that third eye, helping you through meditation, and supporting your intuition. So for someone that wants to improve those for the year or for their life, that is a great stone to have.
So it's kind of an all-around mind, body, and spirit stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And I love that deep blue color.
Well, I do too. I love that. So what forms do you carry it in the store?
So in the store, we have lapis in every kind of size. We have it in jewelry. We have tumbled. We don't have as much of the raw because most of the high-quality stuff comes out of Afghanistan, and you don't see much raw coming out. They want at least one side polished, if not multiple sides. So we have a lot of free-form polished and tumbled, large sizes, medium, and small. I even have some really amazing carvings right now out of lapis. So if you're into different like animal totems or want something really stunning as a gift for someone, that is really unusual for me to have the really nice larger pieces of lapis in a carving.
That is cool. You know what I keep seeing in my head? We're going to go to a break. I keep seeing in my head in the shop a jade carving of a dog. So I don't know why. It's like yelling at me. So we'll be back after the break.
Okay.
A conscious lifestyle for a mindful life. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers, pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14,
13.
We took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted. He realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's Robin Fritz. We are live in Seattle, Washington. And our special guest is Kim Villines, a crystal expert from Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington. She also has an Etsy store, so you can go to her website, earthlightgems.com. But Kim, before we talk about more crystals, I want to talk about your process. One of the big things that I love is supporting other women in business, but also sharing, how you got into the business, which we talked about before. But I know you and your husband, Todd, just got back from the Tucson Gem Show, and all of us hear about it. We don't really know kind of what it's all about. So tell us a little bit about your process. You're going down, you're looking for crystals for the shop. How do you choose? Are you looking for something specific when you go down there? What's the process for you two?
Well, it's kind of a big endeavor. When we go on our buy trips, I ahead of time make out an itinerary of things that we need, things that customers are asking for, places we need to go, people we need to see, basically schedule it out. Some of them I have to make appointments ahead of time. Some of them are separate, like in hotel rooms or in their actual rooms, and they're not open to the public.
So
there's
dealers,
all
you
different,
mean?
Different dealers, different miners that are in town getting ready for the show. So we actually go before the Tucson show starts when we go for Tucson. And since there's over like 49 shows that space out.
Oh my
gosh. A lot of
gosh.
them overlap, and there's all different locations. Some are wholesale, some are retail, some are both. So it's all spanned out over like a month period of time. So most people are going down actually right now, but we've been back for almost 2 weeks. So, we went before most of the shows started, and since we have our contacts go back 30 years, we meet up with our contacts that we have, pick out through what they have, most of the time before anybody's even had a chance to look at the merchandise that they brought for the year, or that they mined, or that they pulled out of old warehouses or old collections, and all kinds of different ways that they, or that they've cut and polished themselves. Even though we do a lot of that ourselves too, but there's never enough time in the day to do all of it. So we do buy a lot of pieces already done. And then I handpick, I go with my gut. I don't question it. If I feel like I need something, even if it's not on my list to get, then we get it if we can. And if it's something I have on the list but it doesn't seem right, I won't get it. So we don't buy it just because we need it. Does that make sense? You
buy what really speaks to you, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, I have to go with my intuition, and if it feels right, then I get it. If it doesn't, I don't. So sometimes that's hard. If people have stuff on their wish list and they're wanting certain things from us, it may or may not happen. It could be years, and then all of a sudden the right piece connects with me, and then this is the one that's going to come, and then, it's always matches up perfectly, but you never kind of know what we're going to end up with. There's also new finds every year, new discoveries, all kinds of new things that way. So I'll have a lot of miners that'll save stuff aside for us. Some of them I see once a year. Yeah, I know, right? It's nice that we have good contacts, and some people we see once a year, some people twice a year, some people come to us throughout the year. So it just depends on what the relationship and, if they're going to come in. It saves us from traveling overseas. It saves the expense and the customs and all that kind of stuff. So we'll, fly out to where they're going to be in the U.S.
Yeah. So some of these people are coming from different places around the world.
Oh, all over the world, yeah. So we've got people from Madagascar, from China, from India, from you name it. I've got a guy from Sweden, another one, Amsterdam, Tasmania, Australia, on and on and on. Yeah. So we've got all of these contacts. We have to, arrange all of our trips so that we can try to see, hopefully, everybody that we want to see, and buy as much as we can of the things that we want. And then we've done it a couple of ways. We either, if we drive down to where they're going to be, then and this is not just Tucson, this is throughout the year, drive up to where they're going to be, and then we'll drive it back, or we'll fly down and truck it back. We have good truckers that we typically palletize everything ourselves, pack it all ourselves, and then we'll either rent a U-Haul or bring it with our rental car or whatever we're driving to the trucker, so that we save any place we can save a little bit of money. We do that so that we can pass on the savings to our customers. We do as much of the legwork as we can.
And that matters. So I hate to show my ignorance, but whatever. So if you're working with a miner, for example, I'm thinking of a TV show that I've only watched a few times. Do the miners just deal in a few different types of crystals because they go to the same mines every year, or is there a standard way that works?
Yeah, it's all different. Some miners, will only deal with mine stuff from just their claim or their mine. Some miners have multiple claims that they dig throughout the year, and so that they're running maybe 20 to 30 different claims, different mines that they're working on. And when I say the word mine, it's kind of a misleading term. Sometimes it's not necessarily a mine that you're digging in a hole in a cave, or a lot of times it's open pit mining where they maybe have a backhoe or something that are moving dirt, and then they're digging through that area or looking through tailings. It's done many different ways.
Right.
We go rock hounding all over the U.S., and that would still be considered mining, but a lot of the times we're just out scouring the area and picking out fun stuff. We go to a lot of different places. Some is public area, and that's stuff that's more for personal use, and we'll tumble and have some fun just on vacation or whatever and do that. And then a lot of times we'll actually pay different mines or different claims to be able to go on there and either dig at their mine, or you pay for what you take out, or you pay for the day, or you pay for your time, depending on how they run their claim.
Because you just don't get enough, do you? Because it's a passion for you. Yeah,
it is a passion. We love it. So we, eat and sleep it, and it's every day, all day. If I'm not at work, I'm still working.
That's right.
But we love what we do. And it's not, it's definitely not about money. It's about passion. I made a lot more money when I was working for the man back in the day, and just had set hours, and, you go home and you don't have to think about it. But we're always thinking about our customers, our rocks, our business, everything, because we love it.
I know, and it shows because your crystals are really healthy. So if people who are listening, if you were walking into Kim and Todd's shop, it's really tiny and it's packed with healthy crystals, and that's what you don't see a lot of times. If you're buying on the internet or even in certain stores, what people need to remember is that these are living beings. They have their own job to do in the world like we all do, and if we're lucky, we meet up with partners as crystals and humans, but they have to be healthy. And that's where we can always trust yours, because they're all healthy or you wouldn't be selling them. So,
and we handpick every single one.
Every single one.
Yeah.
So what were you looking for this year when you went to Tucson? And number one, what were you looking for in particular? And number two, did you find something different that you weren't looking for that you brought home?
Oh gosh, my list.
I know a few things. Or we'll be talking for 6 hours.
I know. I'm like, that was 12 pages typed long. Yeah, I don't even think I could specify a particular certain thing as far as on the list to get. But we had a lot on the list. We got new candle holders, and a bunch of new carvings that we were getting low on. More basic stuff like that is always, something nice.
Art pieces, you mean?
Yeah, more finished pieces for gifts, or for, a lot of new tumbled stones, either that we were low on or just new that we haven't had, which is really nice. We got some beautiful new fluorites that were newly found in Mongolia.
What was that again?
I haven't unpacked those yet. Fluorite, some new fluorite.
Oh, fluorite, okay.
But there's all kinds of fluorites out there, and lately Mongolia in China has been finding some really amazing different things. It seems like almost every year that I meet up with my China miner, there's always something new that they've discovered, some new form of something. So there's some really beautiful fluorites that were found this last year, and so we'll be bringing that to.
You mean different colors or shapes or what?
Yeah, new colors. Sometimes it'll be new forms of fluorite, meaning the crystal structure. This has kind of got a little bit of different crystal structure, but also the color is different. So, but we'll be premiering that at our rock show coming up in March.
Oh, but so not
we do
at the show.
20 shows a year.
Yeah, not at your shop, but at a local rock show?
At a local rock show. We do about 20 shows a year, so we're going to premiere it, just kind of like kind of show it off for the first time. And then we'll bring it into the store for what hasn't sold there. But it's always nice we bring new stuff to the store every day, just about every day that I'm there. And then also we bring new things that haven't been to the store yet to every show that we are at.
Oh, wow. So it's like we have to follow you around, huh?
Pretty much. Yeah. So if you go to a show, you're going to see new things. If you come to the shop, you're going to see new things. Every time you come, there's always something new that we haven't brought before. So we always save things aside for all of our shows, and then we're constantly saving things aside to bring into the shop. So another beautiful thing. Oh.
And they're always.
Are you ready?
Hang on, we're going to come back after the break and finish up with Kim. But I have a question, which is, how can there be new crystals? So hang on, you've got a couple minutes.
Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Humanity Healing International is a small nonprofit with a big dream. Since 2007, HHI has been working tirelessly to bring help to communities with little or no hope. Our projects are not broad mandates, nor are they overnight solutions, but they bring the reassurance that no one is alone and that someone cares. To learn more, please visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Hi, I'm Kelly Fox, host and astrologer of The Astrology Show. Each week, I'll give you access to the current transits, which are a valuable tool that provide astrological information to help unlock the potential each of us has. Understanding the stars can help steer us in the right direction to make better informed choices. So if you're wondering what's going to happen in your week ahead, be sure to tune in to The Astrology Show for guidance, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food, because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's Robin Fritz. We're live in Seattle, Washington, and we're talking with Kim Villines of Earthlight Rocks and Gems. So, Kim, we're wrapping up here because we always have so much to talk about when you come on. So first we talked about jade, okay, and lapis. today as crystals to support mind, body, and spirit. And I think one thing, again, that we want to do is, remind people that there are real reasons, real physical reasons, like the whole example of the celestite helping you sleep. There are real physical reasons why we partner with crystals. And we tend to sometimes think more metaphysically about them, that they're here to support our soul growth and their soul growth. But if you broke it down in the store, mind, body, spirit, and you would you say they're equally distributed in the store between people looking for some sort of physical support, like eyes and liver and heartache and so on, as well as spiritual development?
Oh, definitely people looking for both. I'd say more people for spiritual, just because right now we're going through a lot of stuff and people aren't needing that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we definitely have people coming in for both. Support for physical ailments, physical reasons that they need it in their home or in their life. Not all for just spiritual growth, but both of them are well covered with the Mother Nature, and we've got the stone community out there that can help you with that.
And one thing I think people need to understand, and I'll get into this later, but I know Fallon and I were first talking when he came back into my life in 2009, and we were talking about all of the eons that we'd been separated and what happened way back when, when everything disappeared. But what people don't seem to realize, and they should, is that there are a couple of things that we kept when civilization went down all those eons ago and what we called Atlantis and Lemuria disappeared. Is we kept our knowledge of working with crystals and our knowledge of working with herbs. And now some of that is, being, looked at skeptically among, the planet, among scientists and so on. And yet the other thing that they're starting to realize is that crystals have been with us all along. We wouldn't even have the culture we have today without crystals because of quartz crystals and computers, right? So crystals have been around a long time. Exactly, all of that. So physical uses, sleep, the physical ailments that we know crystals and herbs can support. But just tell me quickly, because we're almost out of time here, I don't understand the whole finding, and I hear this every now and then, new crystals. How can there be new crystals?
So when I say that, what I mean is a new discovery. Obviously, it's been in the earth for
that's true,
thousands to millions of years.
But how come we haven't discovered them?
Because you've got layers and layers of earth to go through, and different places that you maybe all of a sudden are digging or you're discovering. So just like the oceans, there's all kinds of things in the oceans that we haven't discovered and don't know about. There's all kinds of stones, and we're mineral rich all through the planet of different things that either we haven't identified or they haven't named yet. They have to study it, the different elements in each stone, to categorize it and get an actual name for it and verify what it is. But yeah, if you break it down chemically, it's all the different elements mixed together, and how many different ways can you basically make rock soup, right? Like one part of this, two parts of this. It's unlimited. And so that there's always going to be new discoveries, and then there's also always going to be things that used to be available that are mined out, or they've been, we had apartments built over a mine last year or the year before last in India over the main Cavensite mine. So that is not going to be available to dig. And so, but that happens sometimes. Either things will, that vein of that stone is tapped out, or maybe it's all private lands now and you can't dig, or the person that was mining it decided to close the mine. So things happen all the time. Certain areas close, certain areas reopen, and there's always new discoveries.
Well, it makes your job really fun, doesn't it? Because there's always something different out there. Or even the same, like quartz mined in different places around the world. Like, was it
different
Arkansas
localities.
quartz, and then different places like that.
Madagascar, Brazil. Yeah, and that's there's all kinds of fluorite. And so the new fluorite that was found, obviously there's been fluorite for a long time in different types, but different localities, different colors, different structure. Yeah.
So do you find so different structure, different crystalline structure would just offer slightly different properties, maybe even major different properties. So
the elements are
do you
going to be
notice
the
that
same. It's mainly the colors that change.
Well, what about Madagascar? What about quartz, like Arkansas quartz and quartz from another part of the world? How would you distinguish that?
Yeah, as far as the metaphysical properties are going to be similar. Some people like energies of certain places versus other, but that's more preference.
Right.
But because the elements are the same, so if you broke it down like ingredients that make up that quartz, and that's what makes the vibration, that's what we're connecting to, that's what makes the energy that mixes with our energy, that gives you that support. So those ingredients, the elements are the same. So the metaphysical properties are the same, but each crystal is unique in its own way. So you still have to find the one that connects to you, regardless.
Right, and that's why people need to look for healthy crystals from healthy places. So, and that's why we want them to call you up, because we know you have healthy crystals. So, Kim, if somebody needs, and I know I've had several clients come back to me and tell me that they worked with you on getting jewelry pieces or so on for the reasons I sent them to you for. So tell people if they call, how they can get a hold of you. I mean, they can go to the Etsy site and get the discount from the OMTimes listeners, but if they wanted a particular piece, they can call you at the shop. So give them your contact numbers, because we're almost out of time here.
Yes, so you can either call us at the store, 425-828-3872. If you're local, you can come in at Earthlight Rocks and Gems, 46 Lakeshore Plaza in Kirkland, down by the Marina Park. If you're not local, you can go to our main website, earthlightgems.com. I have links to my Facebook. There's links to my email. You can contact me that way. There's also a link to my Etsy, which is earthlightgems.etsy.com. You can contact me through there. We've got over 1,800 things listed on there currently, but way more in the physical store. So if you don't see something that you want, then no worries at all. Just let me know, and we can send you photos. We can talk about it over the phone or however you want to do it.
Right, because you've got like zillions of crystals that haven't even made it into the store.
I know. There's so many surprises coming. It's so exciting.
Now go look for that little jade dog that's been barking at me.
I have to figure out. There might be a jade dog in my backstop.
Leave me alone, little jade dog. So, Kim, thanks for joining us today. Thanks so much. And everyone, you really, I mean, I've been buying crystals from Kim for years, long before she joined the show. So honestly, her crystals are healthy. That's where I got the black amethyst that I used on a Facebook Live not too long ago, which I'd never even heard of. So, yes, Kim knows what's out there. So, Kim, thanks for joining us. Again, Kim Villines at Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington, earthlightgems.com. So thank you and take care.
Thanks, Robin. Bye, everybody.
And so as we wrap up today, I just want people to stop and think about the things that we use and tap into to support us, mind, body, and spirit. Crystals are one of them. Plus, they're beautiful. They make great conversation pieces. And if you're in a busy busy job out there earning a living, you can put crystals in a bowl on your desk. The energy of those crystals will support you. They'll also support the people around you. And I hear stories all the time from clients and friends who have taken crystals and put them on their desk and just noticed that the work environment has changed. So that's one thing. They're out there supporting us. So, dig into it. There are lots of great books out there that you can look over, and you can find a lot of different crystals for some of the same issues. So you can find crystals that appeal to you, that will support you in whatever you're out there looking for. headaches. I have eye issues I have one for, so all kinds of things. But coming up next week on a radio show is my special guest, Janine Wiest, who has a process she calls sensory alchemy. So it's really fascinating. So she's going to join us and talk about how our bodies support self-healing. And she does work as a cranial sacral therapist, but her self-healing practice is pretty interesting. Her book, The Alchemy of Self-Healing, a Revolutionary 30-Day Plan to Change How You Relate to Your Body and Health. That's next week. And the following week, lay naturalist Adrienne Ross-Scanlon will join us on defining home and nature and how we connect with the land around us. Adrienne is a New Yorker transplanted to Seattle, so to speak, and has some really interesting things to say about how we restore nature in an urban environment. So for today, thank you for joining us. I'm always open to what you would like to talk about on the show, what you'd like us to cover. Anything that appeals to you, mind, body, and spirit, please connect with me at my website at robinfritz.com. That's ROBYNFRITZ.com. You can email me a question or comment for the show. I'll cover it the following week. Also, if you'd like an intuitive hit, I'd like to cover that too. Personal and business intuition, mediumship, animal communication, space clearing, past life regression, soul progression clearing, energy healing. So clear us back out today, ground us back in the body, hands on your heart. Breathe into the palms of your hands, feel that air, imagine it as energy, and put your palms back on your heart, breathing deep. That'll close out that crown chakra that was connected to us and the crystals and Fallon during this hour. We'll be back next week. Thank you for joining us. Take care.